Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Well, we continue on with the Dirt Leagues Australia. This time the 410 winged sprint cars come to the sprint car capital of the world, the Knoxville Raceway. Good evening, Brett Wheeler in the booth tonight and also doing all the camera work. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. Of course, before we get out of here, before we get the night started, I should say, a big thanks to our sponsors. You can check them out on the web at www.ultimatedirttv.com. Also, big thanks to Wicked Cushion, Simworks Performance, BK Designs, World of Thunder Racing League, Turbo Tees Apparel, Dirt Leagues Australia, JR Productions and Media, and Black Diamond Motorsports. Of course, a link to all their social media pages and of course websites can be found on our website at www.ultimatedirttv.com. Keep up to date with our schedule and of course what we've got going on. Of course, all of our previous race videos as well. 2 minutes left in this practice session before we get into qualifying, and it is 49 cars signed into the pit area. 46 have taken a time at the moment. Make that 47 of them have taken a time. So we are just going to take this opportunity to step aside and try and get things sorted on the back end of things here. And we are going to be right back for qualifying the Dirt Leagues Australia 410 winged sprint cars here from Knoxville. Checkered flag on the practice session for the 410 winged sprint cars. All right, qualifying up on the program. Of course, this will be how these drivers qualify, is how they will start. Of course, go quick time tonight. You will start on pole for heat number 1. We watch in the car number 1 car of Mitchell G. Mitchell G in car number 1 will be one of the first drivers to get a timed lap in. Waiting for our first time to come through. Aaron Kelly going quick time. Mitchell G third, make that 4th. Quick Trent Vardy jumps to position 3. Carl Hoffman's in the Ian Butcher Race Parts 33 entry. Lap number 1 for Carl Hoffman sets him 7th quick. The 47 car, Jacob Penno. Jacob Penno in car 47. 4-6 driver has 2 laps around the Knoxville Raceway. Penno timing in 6 quick with a 16.325. Nathan Clark going quick time, a 16.188. Jared Steen in car 91. Lap number 1 for Steen, 17th quick, a 16.454. What can Steen do on lap number 2? He's been shuffled down to position 20th at the moment. In fact, he's going to be out of fuel. Luke Muir in car number 55, in 555, sorry. 15th quick. Chris Ansell rolling out onto the racetrack. Zach Phelan jumps to position 4 with a 16.236. James Rice 7th quick, 16.276. Ryan Harris 16.325, 11th quick. Joel Berkeley jumps to position 3 with a 16.223. 43 cars have taken time. Mitchell Wiley coming out onto the racetrack. Chris Ansell will get at least 1 lap in. So 45th driver to take a time, and Chris Ansell going to go 38th quick with a 16.681. So first through to 44th, separated by just under 1 second. 1.2 seconds separates this field. And there it is, qualifying done and dusted. Joel Berkeley goes quick time. We'll have 5 heat races on the program. Let's go ahead and take a look at your Wicked Cushion starting grid for heat race number 1. Boyd, g'day mate, how you going? Starting on pole and on the front row in car number 9, Joel Berkeley alongside car number 2 of Aaron Kelly. Your third starter in the 111, Lewis Clark, starts alongside the 33 of Carl Hoffmans. Out of position 5, the 7 of Brady Baldwin. Out of position 6, the 50 of Lance Bainton. Starting position 7, car 6 of Dale Jordison. Bradley Sanders in the 68 will start position 8. Starting position 9, the 23 of Tristan Yellen and Dean Thrower on race control duties. So with the 5 heat races, the top 3 going to advance to your A. Everyone else will go through the C and B main. So 15 cars will lock in directly from heat racing. Well, there's a good chance with the top side being, I think the top side might be the place to be in heat number 1. Of course, this track has been carried over from this 10 minutes of practice straight into qualifying, so they've certainly had some time on the racetrack. So we are just awaiting the cars to roll away from pit road, and there we go. Our first heat on the night. "12 laps the distance for heat racing action here at the Knoxville Raceway. So quite a long distance. 6 miles. Track is half a mile in length. Let's take a look at your track info. 0.51 of a mile 4 turns, or 0.82 of a kilometre. Half a mile sounds better though. The pace truck going to take the road, the dirt road onto the infield. Joel Berkeley, Aaron Kelly, Lewis Clark, and Carl Hoffman's your front two rows. Getting set to go green off of turn number 4. Green flag is out. Berkeley and Kelly lead the field into turn number 1 and 2. Kelly going to take the cushion all the way around. Going to get into the wall. He's going to lose a few spots. They're beating and banging on each other. Some contact. Dale Jordison had some contact. Meanwhile, battle on for second and third. Brady Baldwin in the 7 car moves to position 2, but Lewis Clark looks to take away the line from him. Oh man, Brady Baldwin hang on to it. A very gutsy move on the outside in 1 and 2. Look at this freight train of cars on the top side. Now we're starting to see some slide job lines. Lewis Clark going to be one of the first drivers to make that slider line work. So the top 3 will advance into the A main. 3 in the books. Carl Hoffman's in car number 33. He's got the 50 of Lance Bainton and the 2 of Aaron Kelly behind him. Here comes Hoffman's around the outside. Now turns it underneath. Brady Baldwin in the 7 car. Kelly into the wall once again. He stayed green. Carl Hoffman slide job into position 3. Baldwin shuts the door on Bainton through the middle of 1 and 2. The sun's starting to rear its head out and then goes back into the cloud cover. Down the front straight away. Oh, Baldwin comes up in front of Bainton again. Bainton going to stay down low through turn 1 and 2. Berkeley, your leader from Lewis Clark. Hoffman's 3rd. Baldwin in 4th. Lance Bainton 5th. And you go back to Aaron Kelly. Baldwin comes off the racetrack, comes off the cushion in the middle, 1 and 2, and drives it back down to the bottom side. We're past the half race distance. In fact, make that 7 in the books. With 5 remaining. Go on board with Bainton in the 50 car. You see him trying to manhandle this 410 wing sprint car. Trying to manhandle that cushion as well. Three laps to go. This time bypass the flag stand. You see Baldwin just in front of Bainton, your race leader. Bainton catching slowly but surely on the top side of the racetrack. Here goes Bainton. Well, he goes outside now, tries to back down to the racetrack. And your battle is on for 4th and 5th at the moment. 1 and a bit laps to go. Battle's going to be on for 2nd and 3rd here. Clark has made some mistakes over the past couple of laps. In fact, the last lap, to be honest, 18.0. Now he turns back into the 16.5. White flag is out one more time around the Knoxville Raceway. Hoffman's dives down low into 3 and 4. Will he complete the slider? He does, but it's Clark who turns it back underneath him. Berkeley gets the win. Clark will grab 2nd, 3rd Hoffman's. Baldwin, Bainton, Kelly, Jordison, Sanders, Yelland, and those here 9 cars that started and finished heat number 1. Well done to those 3 drivers that make it into the main event. Go ahead and take a look at your Wicked Cushion starting grid for heat race number 2. And your front row for heat 2 in car number 8, Nathan Clark, alongside car number 1 of Mitchell G. Starting position 3, car 57, Ryan Harris. Out of position 4, the 555 of Luke Muir. Out of position 5, the 4 of Trent Gosley. Out of position 6, the 29 of Harry Stewart. Starting position 7, the 99, Aston Hurley. Matt Hill in the 17 will start position number 8. Lincoln Bishop in the 28 will start position 9. Starting position 10, caliber 12 of Mitchell Wiley. Heat 2 on the racetrack for the Dirt Leagues Australia 410 winged sprint cars. Of course, live on YouTube and Facebook here tonight. So, of course, don't forget to share it out to your friends and family. Let everyone know that you're watching the greatest show on dirt. Your one-stop shop for all dirt racing on iRacing. Right here on Ultimate Dirt TV. So Nathan Clark and Mitchell G on the front row. Ryan Harris, Luke Muir, row 2. Trent Gosley, Harry Stewart, Aston Hurley, Matt Hill, row 4. Lincoln Bishop and Mitchell Wiley in row number 5. 12 laps the distance. Top 3 will continue to the A main. Everybody else gets seated into the C and B main. Green flag is out. And Luke Muir in the 555 has already got some problems, but it is going to be Nathan Clark. Leads down the back straightaway, but G going to put the slide job in turn number 3 and 4. Clark turns it underneath him. You race for the lead off of 4. G has it at the start-finish line. Muir still around and upside down on the entry into turn number 1. Here comes Harris, stalking and praying right now. G with a slide job. 3 wide off of turn number 4. Look at this 3-car battle. There may just be some heartbreak for one of these drivers. See if they can keep it clean for the next 9 and a bit laps. G with another slider on Clark. Clark keeps a foot in the bucket on the cushion. Harris will lead that lap, I believe. It was too close to call. Harris with a slide job. G with a slide job. Clark turns underneath 1. He can't turn underneath Harris, but Harris is going to shut the door going into turn 3. Clark was there. And Mitchell G to the race lead. Clark and Harris were both very, very lucky that not one of those cars went around or upside down, because, as I said, it could have been disastrous. However, they stay inside the top 3. If they can continue to do that for the next 7 laps, they will punch their ticket into the big dance, the A main, later on this evening. G on the top side. Clark running the slider through 3 and 4. Harris stays down low. Slider line again from Clark, trying to put pressure on Mitchell G. Where does Harris go? He stays down low, so he's going top 1 and 2, bottom 3 and 4. So what kind of times he's doing? Well, he's a little faster than your race leader. There was right on the top side, and that top side is already at a massive cushion at both ends of the racetrack. And just look at the 57, continues to roll the bottom through 3 and 4. Slide job line from both G and Clark. Harris is just happy running up there by himself at the moment. In fact, Harris was quicker out on the last lap out of these top 3. And in fact, everybody else on the racetrack. We'll see what it is this time by. G almost shut the door. And Clark thought better of it. Clark is trying to get a run on the cushion through 3 and 4. He's got it. He hit it perfectly. Comes back down the racetrack. G is shutting the door. Once again, there's contact from G and Clark. And here comes Harris. Coming to the white flag again, this time by. Well, for the only time this time. In heat number 2. G once again down to the bottom side. Slider line from Clark. Harris tries to rail the top. Nose to tail down the back straight away. Through 3 and 4, Mitchell G gonna win. Second is gonna go to Nathan Clark. And Ryan Harris gets that third and final transfer spot. Trent Gosley, Mitchell Wiley, Matt Hill, Lincoln Bishop, Harry Stewart, Aston Hurley, and Luke Muir will all find themselves in a B or C main later on tonight. Heat 2 of 5 done. Heat number 3 up next on the program. It makes no time, and we'll take a look at your Wicked Cushion starting grid. Starting on pole, car number 3, Lewis Hewitt. Out of position 2, car 5 of James Rice. Out of position 3, the 47 of Jacob Penno. Out of position 4, car 46 of Jackson Callow. Inside, run number 3, the 34 of James Robbie. Out of position 5, out of P6, the 41 of Brendan Palmer. Position 7, car number 94 of Scott Butler. Out of position 8, car 18 of Chris Ansell. Starting position 9, car number 38 of Bailey Hall. And it's Mr. Lightning, car number 35 of Matt Reed. Out of position number 10. Sure, I'm not going to comment on that one. Just hard racing, what I'm going to go with. So past the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. Drivers will be green flag off at turn number 4 next time by. Philip, this is live. This is live. This is iRacing on iRacing.com. Your number 1 stop for Dirt Sim Racing on the iRacing.com service. 12 the distance, Hewitt, Rice, Penno and Callow. Your top 3 waiting for the green. It is a late green, but we're underway. Heat race number 3. Hewitt slides up in front of Rice. Rice a little squirrely through 1 and 2. He will hang on for second. Butler involved. Here comes Jacob Penno in the 47. Jackson Callow on the top side in car 46. Callow thought about going down low but couldn't get there because Rice was right through the middle and Jacob Penno was on the bottom side. Look at Robbie trying to make his way through the field as well, along with Chris Ansell in car number 18. Penno moves now into position 2, move Rice back to position 3. Callow in 4th, and then James Robbie in that 5th spot on the racetrack. We go back to Ansell in position 6 in the 18 car. Rice looking to move back into position number 2 right now. And he puts the slider on Penno. Whoa, nearly chopped the front end off of Jackson Callow. Ansell going to put the moves on James Robbie. So Butler back there in position 7 at the moment. He's trying to rattle the top side through turn number 1 and 2. Ansell leaves the top side open for Butler. Butler's going to round the cushion and drive around the outside. Oh, no, there's contact. They keep it going. They lose a bit of ground to the 34 car, normally in the 41 car. 34 tonight of James Robbie. Penno and Callow, you battle for the transfer spot. Callow picks up 3rd at the half race distance of heat number 3. This cushion is absolutely brutal right now. You put a foot wrong. Look at Robbie just almost ramp up on the cushion with the right rear. He got so much drive, he actually drove past Jacob Penno in the 47. Let's see if he can do it again, just catching the cushion there. He's looking about 0.8 of a second to Jackson Callow, who sits in that 3rd and final transfer spot. Penno with a slider on Robbie. Robbie says, no way, not this time. Robbie rails the cushion through 3 and 4. 2 and a bit to go for your race leader, Hewitt from Rice. Top 2, Jackson Callow make that 3rd. James Robbie in 4th. We watch the 46 car. Rice just starting to catch up to your race leader. Of course, lap traffic right now, the 38 of Bailey Hall. Keep an eye on this battle for potentially 3rd here at the moment. Jackson Callow just hanging on. The gap is certainly getting smaller from 0.8 of a second You look at 4/10 of a second. The white flag is out. Can Robbie find something in the final 4 turns on this lap? He won't do it, so we'll go back up to the front. Lewis Hewitt with the win. Second, going to go to James Rice. Third is going to be, and it should be, Jacob Penno. Showing James Robbie in third. Jacob Penno fourth. Scott Butler, Matt Reed, Chris Ansell, Jackson Callow, Bailey Hall, and Brendan Palmer. Your top 10. Heat 3 complete. We'll move on to the penultimate heat race of the night. First of all, let's take a look at your Wicked Cushion starting grid. So I can confirm that James Robbie actually got third in that last exchange. Starting on pole, heat number 4, car number 057 of Craig Dunn. He starts up alongside the 091 of Darren Brumfield. Starting position 3, car 11 of Trent Vardy. Starting position 4, car 55 of Marcus Kanitzka. Starting position 5, car 45 of Dylan Stacey. At a P6, car number 97, Danny Vassell. Christopher Tomlin in the 212 will start position 7. Out of position 8, Mark Horton in the 86 car. Starting position 9 in the 016, Stefan Gowles and John Lawrence in car 22 will start position 10. We can tell you Dylan Stacey not making the call for the grid. Take a look at the Team SETI Wicked Cushion 19 Designs 057 starting on the front row. All of his teammates are in America. The only Aussie, Philip, not in heat races. Only in the A mains. And simple fact because that's, well, when there's a yellow, iRacing at the moment haven't got a fix to where it doesn't count the laps. It will actually take away from the total number of laps. Dunn, Brumfield, Vardy and Kanitzka, the front 2 rows. 12 on the board, the penultimate heat of the night. Green flag is out. We're underway. Vardy in the Super G Porto, number 11 on the bottom side of the racetrack. Remember, top 3 advancing. There is some contact. Vassell turning someone. Looks like it might have been Christopher Tomlin. Stefan Gowles caught up involved in that one. Battle on for the race lead. The Super G Porto number 11 of Trent Vardy. Rolls the bottom side through turns 3 and 4. Craig Dunn on the top side. Side by side. Down into turn number 1 and 2. They continue to run the same line they did through 3 and 4. They continue to go side by side for your race lead, but give the advantage marginally to the 11 car of Trent Vardy, but not before Dunn. He fights back through 3. He's good through 3 and 4. If you can find a way to get 1 and 2 down pat. Slider line from Vardy in 3 and 4. He leaves the bottom side for Craig Dunn now to make something happen. Dunn pulls to the lead momentarily in 1 and 2, but Vardy back around the outside. Vardy, experience playing right now, goes to the bottom in 3 and 4. Left front just catches that inside berm, and uh-oh, that was close from Dunn and Vardy. Nearly coming together on the front straightaway. All good, Luke, all good. Third place car, Darren Brumfield hanging on to that third and final transfer spot. Marcus Kanitzka in 4th. But we keep an eye on our top 2 at the moment. We're looking at about half a second. Dunn really closing the gap into turn number 3 and 4. Vardy right off the gas. 7 in the books, 5 to go. Heat number 4 here at the Knoxville Raceway for the Dirt Leagues Australia 410 Sprint Car Tour. Vardy continues to work the bottom through turns 3 and 4. Drives it all the way up the racetrack, making that car as wide as possible. But he doesn't even have to make it wide because he's got 0.4 of a second over Craig Dunn, and that's not a lot in sprint car racing, but well, Dunn was just slowly closing the gap. On the exit of turn number 2, he picked up a 10th, but he will lose that. In fact, he'll lose 2 tenths in turn number 3 and 4 this time. Craig Dunn thinks better and just goes, you know what? I'm not catching him on the top side. He might try the bottom side. So we'll see what kind of times right now between Dunn and Vardy. They come across the start-finish line with 2 to go. Craig Dunn. Half a tenth quicker. Well, 3/4 of a tenth, in fact. 0.075. So well, when you got a distance or a gap of about 3.5 tenths of a second, you certainly need to make up more than half a tenth. White flag is out. Your race leader Vardy through the bottom of 1 and 2. Dunn, he's got one final time in turns 3 and 4. He's going to go up top and give it a red hot crack. Vardy makes a little mistake. Dunn on the outside. Dunn's got the run down the front straight away. Oh boy, 0.016. Holy cow. Trent Vardy over Craig Dunn, Darren Bromfield, Kanitska, Tomlin, Horton, Lawrence, Stacey, Vassell, and Gowes. 0.016. Trent Vardy hung on for dear life. And Craig Dunn, he might just be thinking, what do I got to do to get the win here tonight? But Heat 4 is complete. Our 5th and final heat race of the night. Let's go ahead and take a look at your Wicked Cushions starting grid. Starting on pole, car number 49 of Zachary Phelan. On his outside, car 44 of Reed McIntyre at a position number 2. Starting position 3, the 78 of John Schultz at a position 4, car 16 of Rob Bowden. Starting position 5, car number 91 of Jared Steen at a position 6, car 36 of Caden Brown. 7th starter in car number 96, Darren Palmer. He lines up alongside the 015 of Darren Lord out of position number 8. Your final row on the inside in car 77, Hayden Booth. And starting position 10 in car 48, Brock Wingjan. 10 laps, top 3 going to advance. And the final 3 from this one. Final 3 competitors to lock into the A main directly from your heat race. Up next we'll have a C main. It'll be 15 laps to distance where we take the top 6. And then of course the B main. We will take, I believe, the top 5 from that, and I think that should be a 20 lap B main. Plenty of action to come here on Ultimate Dirt TV. So Phelan and McIntyre. Schultz and Bowden in row 2. Past the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. Row 3, Steen, Brown, Palmer to Lord. Row 4, Booth and Wingjan. In row 5. Watching the greatest show on dirt, the greatest sight in all of motorsports. McIntyre got a little bit of a horrible start then, spun the tyres and got the car really loose on the start. Phelan leads into turns 3 and 4. He should win this by about a country mile. Schultz in 3rd. Got Jared Steen in 4th, closely behind him now as they make their way to 1 and 2 on lap number 2. The 36 car of Caden Brown trying to make some moves on Darren Palmer for your 5th spot on the racetrack, but your battle is on for 2nd and 3rd. McIntyre up top, John Schultz down low. McIntyre right through the middle. There is no grip. Right through the middle, you need to be up on the cushion or right up on that inside berm. Trying to get that left rear in the moisture. Caden Brown got very close to that outside wall in turns 4. Meanwhile, Phelan struggling right now. That top side. Geez, it's good through 3 and 4. I think it's lacking in 1 and 2, and there it is. Phelan down low into turn 1 and 2. McIntyre down low. Schultz, Steen, Caden Brown. Trying to make something happen on the top side of the line right now. Zach Phelan's got it down pat. If he can just do that for another 7 more laps. And if he can get the win, he will start position 5 in the main event. Second, going to start position 10. And if you finish 3rd, look at Caden Brown. He gets 2 for the price of 1. Through 1 and 2 and down the back straight away. Caden Brown got that 36 on the top side, and it is hooked up right now. Hooked up doing the Logan C, the impression upside down. And Caden Brown, Jared Steen as well. That gives a bit of breathing room to not only Zach Phelan, but also Reed McIntyre and John Schultz, your top 3. Schultz has got half a second back to Darren Parmenter, but with 4.5 to go, time is certainly running out. And Schultz, he would have to make a big, huge mistake if he is to not transfer directly from the heat into the main. Oh, who's that car? The 48 car, Brock Wingen, upside down in turns 3 and 4. Sorry, 1 and 2. Phelan now with 3 to go. Continues to run the bottom side, as does Reed McIntyre, John Schultz, your top 3. I think it's about time maybe Phelan maybe starts to go back to the bottom in 3 and 4. Keep it up, keep it down low in 1 and 2 and do the same in 3 and 4. Just play the safe card right now. Doesn't listen to me. He goes back to the top to complete lap number 11 of 12. The white flag is out one more time for Zach Phelan. Schultz going to put pressure on McIntyre. This is close through 1 and 2, and they don't have to do anything silly right now. Phelan rolls the cushion through 3 and 4. He will come across the start-finish line. He gets the win. Second, going to go to Reed McIntyre. Third is going to be John Schultz. Darren Parmenter home in 4th. 5th will go to Rob Bowden. Caden Brown home in 6th. Darren Lord, Brock Wingen, Jared Steen, and Hayden Booth. Your 10 cars in heat race number 5. Well done to Zach Phelan on getting the job done in heat number 5. Alright, your C main. Up next, 15 laps to distance. Top 6 will advance to the back of the B. Let's take a look at your Wicked Cushions starting grid. Nearly a full field of C main drivers. Starting on pole, cut up a 28 of Lincoln Bishop, and on his outside in car 18, Chris Ansell out of position 2. Out of position 3, the 22 of John Lawrence. Out of position 4, the 36 of Caden Brown. Out of position 5, the 68 of Bradley Sanders. Out of position 6, car 29 of Harry Stewart. 4th row on the inside, the 46 of Jackson Callow, and on his outside, the 45 of Dylan Stacey. Out of position 9, the 48 of Brock Wingen, and out of position 10, car number 23 of Tristan Yelland. Aston Hurley in the 99 will start position number 11. Out of position 12, the 38 of Bailey Hall. Danny Vassell, the 97, will start position 13. Jaron Steen, Dean Thrower not making the call, therefore moving Brendan Palmer in car 41 up to position 14. And rounding out the field in car 016, Stefan Gowles. Hayden Booth not making the call, neither is your pole sitter, Lincoln Bishop. So that will move the 22 car of John Lawrence into pole position. So Booth, Steen and Bishop, of course Dean Thrower on race control duties tonight. Field is set for your C main here this evening. 15 laps the distance. Top 6 and moving on to the back of your B main, where they will have 20 laps. And we will take the top 5. There we go, green flag is out, 15 on the board, so 3 laps more than a heat race distance. Of course, as you would expect, it gets a little busy through turns 1 and 2. They're all trying to fight for a line on this racetrack, but John Lawrence leads lap number 1, fighting closely by Bradley Sanders. Caden Brown in third in the Simmons number 36 on the top side of Valvoline entry. 3 wide off of turn 4. Lawrence through the middle. But it is Bradley Sanders in the 68, Jackson Callow, and then the 29 of Harry Stewart. Lawrence in the 22 got some problems. He comes back on the racetrack right in front of Tristan Yelland, and Lawrence into the wall. And Yelland has a bit of trouble as well. Meanwhile, Brown and Sanders for your lead. Sanders goes to the bottom side of the racetrack. Caden Brown, like we've seen in his heat race, goes to the top side. He was super quick up there. There goes the 016 car of Stefan Gowers up on the inside. He's going to be a retiree. Good battle going on for third. Jackson Callow in the 46, Harry Stewart in the 29. Dylan Stacey involved there as well. Now you throw in the 97 of Vassell. Brown can stay low and follow your leader through turns 3 and 4. Bradley Sanders out in front. 6 in the books. 9 to go. Look at Brown once again working the outside of the racetrack. Look at how big this ledge is. In fact, you know what? To show you how big it is, we go on board with Caden Brown and just look at how big the ledge is building right there. Just talk about having a big set of grapefruits to hit that one at full speed. Right, so there's a better angle here on the right rear of the Bradley Sanders car. You'll be able to see where Caden Brown is running. You see him right there. Brown once again going to go down low this time through 3 and 4. Tell you what, Sanders doing a nice job out in front with 5 to go. Callow 4th, Harry Stewart 5th. 6 is going to be Dylan Stacey, and then you've got a 2.7 second gap back to Chris Ansell. So Ansell going to be the first car to miss out, along with Brendan Palmer, Bailey Hall, Tristan Yelland and John Lawrence. There's 11 cars left on the lead lap. Sanders with 2.5 to go down the back straightaway. Caden Brown once again is closing the gap on your leader. He's got to run through 3 and 4. Caden Brown going to lead that one with 2 to go. You see, mate, putting on a bit of a show. Brown, you might want to pull that wing back just a little bit. Sanders and Brown on the final lap. Side by side. Through 3 and 4, Brown runs the slide job line. Caden Brown gets the drive off of turn 4, but Bradley Sanders is going to win. No, it's showing Caden Brown as your winner. Sanders, Kalau, Vassell, Stacey, those drivers will advance. And your B main is up next, 20 laps the distance, 22 cars in this one. Holy cow, let's go ahead and take a look at your Wicked Cushions starting grid. car B main, 11 rows, Brady Baldwin and Trent Gosley in row number 1. Row number 2, Jacob Penno and Marcus Kanitzka. Row number 3, Darren Palmer alongside Lance Bainton. Row 4, Mitchell Wiley and Scott Butler. Row number 5, Christopher Tomlin and Rob Bowden. Aaron Kelly, Matt Hill in row 6. Row 7, Lightning Matt Reed alongside Mark Horton. Row number 8, Darren Lord and Dale Jordison. Row number 9, Bradley Sanders and Caden Brown from your C main. Danny Vassell, Jackson Kalau in row number 10. And Harry Stewart and Dylan Stacey will get those final 2 positions on your Wicked Cushion starting grid. All 22 cars have started. Top 5 going to move on to the main event to fill positions 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. If you can't count, I will do the math for you. Who will be the final 5 drivers to make up tonight's 20 car field in the A main of the Dirt Leagues Australia 410 Sprint Car Tour, right here on your home for Sim Dirt Racing. Don't forget to check us out on the World Wide Web. Head to www.ultimatedirttv.com. Keep up to date with our schedule and all our broadcasts as well. Plus a link to our sponsors page. Make sure you check them out. Give them a like, give them a follow as well. Maybe even buy a product or 2 on their website. Green flag is out. 20 laps the distance. Top 5 going to advance, and there's already some contact in the back, thus ending a dream for some people. Bowden and the 12 car of Mitchell Wiley. Another car around the 50 car of Bainton. Top 5 is where it's at. Keep an eye on Caden Brown up to position 10 already. Well, 6 cars in your lead pack. Top 5 go through Caden Brown. He had some contact, and well, 6 into 5 just doesn't work. Absolute chaos up the front. Drivers continue to run side by side. You make any kind of mistake, just like Baldwin did, and the guys behind him really have to check up. Butler went from 6th to 3rd, I believe, in that turn, so the 94 right now. There's every chance he will get to the front. Showing some good car speed. Well, that 6 into 5 didn't work. Now try 7 into 5. Aaron Kelly in the 2 car. He throws his name into the mix. Parmenter leads off at turn 2. Penno, Baldwin, Butler, Kanitzka, Kelly and Gosley. 7 cars. Top 5 make it through. Now you bring in Bradley Sanders and Christopher Tomlin. So there's almost going to be 9 cars fighting it out for your top 5. Geez, I'd love to see Sanders make this one. from your C main and just basically drive the wheels off that thing. 3 wide. Kelly. Oh, Kelly had contact with Gosley off turn 4. Kelly comes back on the racetrack. Butler around the out. No, oh, Baldwin. The right rear caught the left rear on the 55 car of Knitska. Here's your battle for 3rd and 4th. Sitting in 5th right now is Trent Gosley. He's got position 20 on the grid. Can he hang on for 13 more laps? It is still busy back here from about 8th, 9th, 10th on back even. Stacey, Tomlin, Reed, uh-oh, some contact. Oh, big ride for Darren Lord in the 015 car. Here's your leader. The 96 car of Darren Palmer out in front. Jacob Penno 2nd, 3rd, Marcus Knitska, Scott Butler 4th, and 5th. Oh, Penno, look out. That's a moment where your sphincter just tightens up and you pray that everyone else around you misses you. Baldwin going for a massive ride in turns 1 and 2. Butler stayed on the cushion through the middle of 3 and 4 and came off the cushion. Kind of trying to do what Caden Brown and James Robbie were able to do in their races. Of course, Caden Brown now retiring to the pits and finishing 13th position, so not having the night in the sprint car. Certainly rather forget about this one. Go to bed, wake up tomorrow with a brand new day. Palmer will lead. 13 in the books. 7 remain. Knitska still holding on to position 2. It was very chaotic at the start of this one. As I said, there was 6 cars fighting for the top 5. Then Aaron Kelly threw his name into the mix as well. And then we had 7 cars trying out for those top 5s. Of course, they all worked themselves out. Of course, contact some of the drivers. But hey, it is racing. 5 to go as Palmer exits turn number 4 this time by. 15 complete. 3/4 of the race done. 15 down, 5 to go. You just see the number of cars on pit road. So right now we're seeing a lot of the drivers use the bottom side of the racetrack. If you've got the big grapefruits, you can ride right up top where Scott Butler in the 94 is doing the black and red number 94 in the Sim Drive statewide forklift entry. If you've got the big cojones to run up there and really use that risk versus reward factor, who will tame the Knoxville cushion? Yeah, we're still seeing those cars on pit road. We have lost over half the field. We've got 10 cars left in this one. Yes, half of the cars on the racetrack will go through. 2 laps to go for your leader, Darren Palmer. Marcus Knitska, Scott Butler, Bradley Sanders in position number 4, and Jacob Penno in position 5. An unbelievable drive from the 68, started position 17th. There's every chance that he will start position number 19 in tonight's main event. 2 turns for your leader through 3 and 4, Darren Palmer. A solid drive to get the job done. Second, gonna go to Marcus Knitska, Scott Butler, Bradley Sanders, and Jacob Penno, your top 5. We will see those 5 drivers continue on. Everybody else, pack it up, go home. We'll see you next week. Palmer would be absolutely thrilled about that drive. Well, we've got a quick opportunity. Also, do want to thank our sponsors here at Ultimate Dirt TV: Wicked Cushion, Simworks Performance, BK Designs, World of Thunder Racing League, Turbo Tees Apparel, Dirt Leagues Australia, JR Productions and Media, and Black Diamond Motorsports. Of course, don't forget that you can check them out on our website at www.ultimatedirttv.com. Keep up to date with our schedule, of course, what we've got going on throughout the week. Of course, plenty of action on your #1 home for dirt sim racing, right here on Ultimate Dirt TV, live across Facebook and YouTube. We'll take a quick break. In fact, we're not going to take too much of a break, because it is now time for the warm-up session. That is just before the A main, for a minute of practice for these drivers, just to get some track time for the drivers that haven't been on the racetrack since the heat races. And now we move into a 40-lap main event. We will take out this round of the Dirt Leagues Australia 410 Winged Sprint Car Tour, live from the Sprint Car capital of the world. How beautiful, what a sight this is. Let's take a look at your Wicked Cushion starting grid. Starting on pole, car number 9 of Joel Berkeley on his outside. The 1 of Mitchell G out of position 2. Lewis Hewitt in the 3 will start position 3. Trent Vardy in the 11 will start position 4. Out of position 5, the 49 of Zachary Phelan. Out of position 6, the 111 of Lewis Clark. Nathan Clark in car 8 will start position 7. Out of position 8, car number 5 of James Rice. Position 9, the 057 of Craig Dunn. Position 10, car 44 of Reed McIntyre. Out of position 11, car 33, Carl Hoffman. Out of position 12, car 57 of Ryan Harris. Out of position 13, car 34 of James Robbie. Out of position 14, car 091, Darren Bromfield. John Schultz was the final car to make it into the show from Heat Racing Action, starting position 15 in car number 78. And we go back to our B main winner. Out of position 16, the 96 of Darren Parmenter. Starting position 17, car 55, Marcus Kinetska. And at position 18, the 94 of Scott Butler. He passed 13 cars from your C into the B. At a position number 19, how many cars will he pass in this one? Starting position 19, car number 68 of Bradley Sanders. And your final spot in tonight's A main, at a position number 20, car number 47 of Jacob Penno. Laps around the Knoxville Raceway. You can only imagine on what it's going to be like going into turns 1 and 2. Let's get naughty for 40. Berkeley and G, the front row. Green flag is out and we're underway. It looked like, not going to lie, Berkeley may have just went a little bit too early, maybe half a second too early, but nonetheless, we stay green. Zach Phelan looking down low into turn number 3 and 4 on the inside of Lewis Clark. Hewitt on the top side, move Trent Vardy into position number 2. G right through the middle, 3 wide. Oh, Phelan caught that infield berm. G half spun the car. Oh, that's heartbreaking for G. We stay green. Oh boy. Hold on to all the drivers so far. One driver we're going to keep an eye on right now is this 68 car. He's only moved up a couple of spots at the moment. But let me tell you, if that 68 of Bradley Sanders gets rolling, you just wonder how many cars he will actually pass. Meanwhile, battle on for 4th, 5th, and 6th. In fact, he didn't go for 3rd right now. Vardy, Clark, Dunn, and Nathan Clark. So Lewis and Nathan Clark. This one's for Jordan Mitchell, though he's not here, but Lewis and Clark in the 111 car. Nathan Clark on the inside of Craig Dunn. And Lewis, Nathan Clark side by side through turns 1 and 2. Dunn got the best seat in the house. Yellow, yellow, yellow. First time, and it is the 96 of Darren Palmer. Take a look at your wicked cushion instant replay. Exactly what happened here. On the left front of Butler. Just caught Palmer just a little bit just there. Nothing, no malice intended on that one. Bradley Sanders got caught up involved in that one as well. It's just a guy that missed the cushion and a guy that had a run on the cushion. So back live from the sprint car capital of the world. The Knoxville Raceway. The Dirt Leagues Australia 410 Winged Sprint Car Tour. Also we are live on Facebook and YouTube. Go green flag next time by. The lights on the iRacing.com official page truck turn off. We will have 8 laps complete. Of course, 32 remaining. So still 19 cars on the track. Of course, the only car not to continue at the moment is, of course, the number 1 car of Mitchell G. So we've seen what happened to him live as it happened. Green flag is back out. Berkeley leads Hewitt and Vardy. Go low through 1 and 2. Ryan Harris trying to make something work on the top side in the 57. One of the only cars inside of your top. Yeah, I'm going to go top 10 right now because James Robbie is in 10th and he's on the bottom side. So Ryan Harris trying to make something happen. That's Lewis Clark in the 111 car. He goes upstairs in 1 and 2, trying to venture into something different. Nathan Clark makes the move into position 4. These drivers are really off the throttle through the slick. It is very, very dark right now. Craig Dunn showing his experience. Of course, a lot of these drivers got some hefty experience under their belt. Not only in leagues, but of course official races as well. Vardy, a bit of a mistake there. That's going to allow Nathan Clark in the 8 car to make a move on the outside through turn number 1 and 2. Look at this 4 and 5, nearly 6 car battle. Third through to position number 8. Craig Dunn was catching the left rear of Nathan Clark in 3 and 4. 12 down, 28 to go. It almost feels like an eternity right now on how long these laps are taking. Of course, that's because it's so slick they're not being able to get to full throttle. High 17s, low 18 seconds at the moment. Vardy and Nathan Clark. Craig Dunn checks up Lewis Clark. Nathan Clark makes a big mistake. James Rice has to check up as well. There goes Ryan Harris back to the outside. Vardy clear of Lewis Clark now for 3rd. Comfortable. It's a big freight trade of cars on the bottom side of the racetrack. Nathan Clark once again up on the rear nerf bar of the 111. Lewis Clark in 4th. Ryan Harris on the outside of Craig Dunn, and of course John Schultz in the 78 car. Schultz has passed some cars as well. Take a look at where he started, position 15th. Your final car from heat 5, finished 3rd. He started 15th and up to position number 8 at the moment, so he's certainly done some passing. Still 19 cars on the lead lap. I tell you what, hats off to everyone on these difficult track conditions. Look at Ryan Harris. Literally in 1 and 2, it's nearly climbing the fence, it's that high. Watch it as we go down the front straight. Watch it through 1 and 2. Ready? Just there, you can see the difference and the height that that cushion has built. Meanwhile, Lewis Clark catching back up to Trent Vardy. Vardy not pulling away from either Clark, either Lewis or Nathan, as Nathan's gone upstairs in turns 1 and 2, and he may just have found something late in this race. Yellow, yellow, yellow. The 33 car of Carl Hoffman. Take a look at your Wicked Cushion instant replay. Well, you're about to see this cushion and see how big it is. Now, we're going to go on board with Scott Butler here. He kind of had nowhere to go when Hoffman's came off, but we're going to watch this car ramp. Ready? So, Butler went to go underneath him. That car just absolutely ramped it. Again, no fault of Butler on that one. It was just Hoffman that made the mistake. Butler had nowhere to go. Lights out on the iRacing.com safety truck on the official pace vehicle. 23 laps in the books when we get the green flag this time by. 17 to go. Class of the field has been Berkeley and Hewitt. A long way here tonight on these slick track conditions. Vardy done his best so far in position number 3. Of course, Lewis Clark and Nathan Clark make up your top 5. Tell you what, Vardy's got a good run and a good restart on Hewitt that time by. Top 4 go to the bottom side. First car up top. Here's Nathan Clark. Leaves the door open for Craig Dunn. Craig Dunn back down to the inside. John Schultz trying to make it work through the center of 3 and 4. Nathan Clark once again, he may have found some speed towards the end of this race, but of course with 15 still to go, anything is possible. Can he get the run through 3 and 4? He does. He nearly picks up position 4. Nathan Clark on the outside on top of the cushion. Lewis Clark down low, got Craig Dunn right behind him, and I think Nathan Clark has found something. It is risk versus reward. He's got to the back of 3rd of Trent Vardy, and Vardy may need to be careful here, because if Nathan Clark keeps getting these kind of runs, there's every chance that that number 8 car, he may just have something for your top 3. Hewitt sticks the nose up on the inside on Berkeley into turn number 1 and 2. Nathan Clark, we're going to stay on this one. He's absolutely rallying the top side. Slider line from Berkeley. Takes away the line of Clark. Berkeley using the slider line once again, but it's still Clark on the top side. And uh-oh, look out Berkeley. Just the difficult slick track conditions at the moment. Clark, he is continuing just to mount that cushion. And here comes a slide job. No. Clark stays down low. Berkeley, he's got to run on the cushion now. Berkeley going to shut the door into turn number 3. Stays down low. Clark has no choice but to go through the middle. And that just broke up the momentum of that number 8 car. 10 laps to go. This time by for your leader, Hewitt. Berkeley 2nd. Nathan Clark in 3rd. Trent Vardy 4th. Lewis Clark 5th. Craig Dunn, Ryan Harris, Zach Phelan, James Rice, and Marcus Kanitsky, your top 10. Vardy and Lewis Clark. Now they're trying their hand on the top side of the racetrack. Oh, Lewis Clark into the wall. He comes off the cushion. Zach Phelan was there. We stayed green. There was contact. And that was very, very lucky for both drivers to stay on all fours and not have either car facing the opposite way. Kanitska up to position 8. Hewitt still leads by 0.3 of a second over Berkeley. Back there in second. Continue down low in turn number 1 and 2, past the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame Museum. You see just in the background there, Nathan Clark continues to rip the top side of the racetrack. Vardy down low along with Craig Dunn. 5 laps to go, 2.5 miles around the Knoxville Raceway. Like I said, it feels like this is just absolutely taken an eternity right now. Look at Nathan Clark not giving up on that top side. He's continuing just to burn it down. Although I think it's far from gone. I think it's far from being there right now. Although I must say that he was quicker on the previous lap, 2 laps ago. He was quicker than your race leader and of course second place driver by about 0.5 tenth. Butler gets put a lap down, the first car on the track out of the 18 cars that are still on the racetrack to be a lap down. Of course, Carl Hoffman ends up finishing 19th. Mitchell G will finish in 20th. Of course, you've seen Butler go for that wild ride. Earlier on, of course, ramping up on the entry through 3 and 4. White flag is out one more time for Lewis Hewitt. Can he get the job done? Berkeley's this time. He went up top in 3 and 4. He's down low in turn number 1 and 2, so he's certainly going to give it a red hot crack right now. 2 turns to go for Hewitt. Can he find victory lane here at the Knoxville Raceway? Yes, he can. Is Berkeley out of fuel? Berkeley's out of fuel. In fact, they've already gone past the start-finish line. Never mind. I was 2 turns behind. So Hewitt gets the win. Let's take a look at your JR Productions and Media finishing results. Lewis Hewitt with the win. Joe Berkeley second. Nathan Clark third. Craig Dunn, Trent Vardy round out the top 5. James Rice, Ryan Harris, Marcus Knitska, Zach Phelan and John Schultz. James Robbie 11th. Darren Palmer 12th. Lewis Clark 13th. Darren Brumfield 14th. Jacob Penno 15th. Reed McIntyre 16th. Bradley Sanders 17th. 17 cars on the lead lap, just a couple of cautions in this one. Scott Butler goes a lap down in position number 18. Carl Hoffman's, of course, didn't get to the halfway stage of this one. We've seen that accident where he got over the cushion. He finishes in 19th, and Mitchell G was our first casualty, home in 20th. We will go down trackside here in just a moment and chat with our top 3. And that will do it from the Knoxville Raceway. We go straight down to victory lane and chat with the driver. With about 15 or so laps to go, he made the pass for the lead and gets the job done. Lewis Hewitt. Lewis, congratulations on this win. It was a tough old race out there, you and Berkeley. Certainly the class of field, you had everyone covered.
Yeah, it was a good race there with Joel. We were nose to tail for most of it, I think. So, yeah, it's a good result for us.
There's a couple of times, well, probably the first half of that race, you just had to sit there and bide your time, and the gap opened up, and, well, that was all she wrote. You sort of never looked back after that one.
Yeah, that's it. You really got to pick your moment here. I didn't think there was a chance of driving around the top, so I sat in his bumper and hoped he made a mistake. And he opened the door for me at one point, and managed to squeeze on by and hold on till the end.
Track was very, very tough to run, especially with how much you guys were actually off the throttle pretty much the whole way around the racetrack. I mean, you just seen how deadly that cushion was. How much were you guys off the throttle? How much throttle were we actually getting, around this racetrack?
Oh, you are hardly on it on a track like this. I'm lifting pretty heavy into the turn, and then I'm not getting back fully on the gas until probably I'm on the little straights there for a few seconds. Yeah, it's a tough track to drive though, like this, but it's good fun.
All right, well done on the win here. Before we let you get out, of course, sponsor shoutouts. Floor's yours. Take it away.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, just big thank you to Simworks for supporting our team TTL, along with the guys at TTL. Thank you to Down Under Graphics as well, Ty Designs. Big thank you to Zach for running this as well. It's great to see how popular his league has been these past few weeks. We're getting packed servers, and that's what you always like to see. So thank you to him, and thank you to you for broadcasting.
All right, there we go. Lewis Hewitt, they're home in first place. It doesn't look like we're going to have Berkeley or Nathan Clark anytime soon. So that will do it from the Knoxville Raceway. Of course, well done to Lewis Hewitt, who gets the job done ahead of Joel Berkeley and Nathan Clark home in third. That wraps us up for another round of the Dirt Leagues Australia 410 Winged Sprint Car Tour. Of course, don't forget, next week we are off and at the Pace Syndicate 360s back in action. You can check out Pace Syndicate or Pace Syndicate events for what track they are going to be at next week. Of course, we want to thank our sponsors here at Ultimate Dirt TV. Of course, without their support, none of this is possible. Of course, you can check them out on our website as well. Head over to www.ultimatedirttv.com. Of course, you can click on the sponsors tab, and those sponsors, those lovely people that support us here on Ultimate Dirt TV week in and week out: Wicked Cushion, Simworks Performance, BK Designs, World of Thunder R Racing League, Turbo Tees Apparel, JR Productions and Media, Black Diamond Motorsports, and of course, the one and only here tonight, the Dirt Leagues Australia. Once again, we say thank you very much to everyone that has tuned in here tonight for not only the 410s but also the midgets at Lanier. Been a phenomenal night, of course, and just as usual, nothing you would expect less from the guys at Dirt Leagues Australia. From the sprint car capital of the world, the Knoxville Raceway, we say farewell. And on behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV, it's Brett Wheeler signing off, saying good night. We'll see you next time.